technological advances that are going on, it's become an even harder question to answer. So the article that I chose to talk about, it's about three-parent babies. In the UK, they passed a law to allow the creation of three-parent babies. So why people wanted to do this was because there were women that wanted to have children, but they had a mitochondrial disease. And so when they had babies, it's a genetic disease, their babies would not survive. Does anyone know what mitochondria does in a cell?
Yes.
What does it do?
Cellular respiration.
Kind of. It creates the energy for the cell. So if you don't have any energy, like your body can't do anything. It can't break down the sugars to make energy. It can't do anything. So how does it work? How do they actually make it to where they have this three-parent baby? So what they do is they take the egg out. They take the egg out of the woman that wants to have the baby, and they take the unhealthy mitochondria out of that egg, and they put healthy mitochondria DNA from another woman's egg into that egg, and then they fertilize with sperm, and then implant that back into the woman that wants to have the baby. So I want to talk about, is this ethical? Some of the pros that happen because of this are it helps people have children. A lot of people like to see their bloodline passing on and like to see little mini-me's running around, which I can understand that. And the nuclear DNA hasn't actually changed. So the nuclear DNA is what changes like eye color, skin color, the level of attractiveness, the level of intelligence, those sorts of things. Some of the cons are it's an experimentation process. Like there's nothing that says that this will work or that it won't have any adverse side effects. It's altering the natural way of bearing children, and it could lead to designer babies. Has anyone heard anything about designer babies? Mm-hmm. What have you heard? Actually,
I've just heard that they can be like genetically programmed, like hell diseases, and have their eye colors changed, muscle tones, and all of that good stuff.
Exactly,
like
exactly.
Sims with a real baby.
Exactly, which is really similar to what they're doing with mitochondrial DNA. It's really, really harmful to the woman's body. They have to take all of these hormones and things to, and it just messes with the equilibrium in the woman's body, and it's really not good for them. So, should we be messing with nature? Are some people not meant to bear children? And is there a more ethical way to have children? I believe we should not be messing with nature. It's just not something that seems right to me. There is a more ethical way to have children. Every year, more than 14.5 million children grow up as orphans and age out of the system by age 16. Like, that's just really sad. Like, they just want to have a home. They just want to be loved. And all these people are spending buku bucks on in vitro fertilization. Does anyone have an idea of what it costs to have in vitro fertilization?
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Is it like upwards of 25 grand?
It's the average, what it starts out as is $12,500, but that's without any complications. That's just one cycle treatment. Like if it doesn't take another cycle treatment, it's going to be more expensive, and it doesn't include any ultrasounds or any medications or anything like that. So, and adoption, the cost of adoption is like slim to nothing, especially if you adopt like in your own state. So overall, I think it's the wrong thing to do. Most people never plan on moral compromise. Instead, it begins innocently and subtly. The mind dwells on the temptation, and soon enough, the fantasy becomes a reality. This is by psychologist Earl D. Wilson. I think that sums it up great. So, thanks for listening.